Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, February 4, 2026. Our continuous voter registration is on. Use the opportunity to register to vote. On the news this afternoon, police bus kidnapping ring in Rivers, arrest suspect. Stakeholder reacts to President Tinubu's position on Rivers political crisis. Rivers tops state in alcohol abuse among minors. Kogi State closes all schools over security threat. On the foreign scene, Iran formally allows women to ride motorcycles. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili with the news. Now, the Rivers State Police Command has uncovered a kidnapping syndicate and recovered ransom funds and a pump-action gun while fatally wounding two suspects during a gun battle with operatives. In a statement released on Wednesday, Police Public Relations Officer Grace Iringikoko said the operation reflects the command's zero-tolerance policy on crime and its determination to create a secure environment for all residents to live and thrive. As she said, the breakthrough follows the successful arrest of two suspects involved in the kidnapping of a female victim and three others on January 19, 2026 at Ilele Waterside, Echi local government area. The PBRO said the breakthrough is part of the police's sustained effort to combat kidnapping and other criminal activities within the state. Meanwhile, a community leader in Echi local government area, God knows Anele, has called for urgent action to stop the growing cases of one-chance robbery and kidnapping in the area. Speaking to correspondent Mekotoka, Anele said communities should bring back local vigilante groups to help protect people. He also said youth leaders should work together with these groups to fight crime. He also wants the government to build a police station in Iwechi for swift response.
We have interfaced with the local government chairman to also come in and threaten the security apparatus, which is the OSPAC, so that you can fight with their camp in Igbeche. And then we are also calling on the police to also set up a kind of police post in Igbeche to help the youth leaders to cope this minute. We have already sent messages to all the community youth leaders and the chiefs to warn their children. Anybody caught in this act again will be prosecuted by the security agent. I think to some extent, as I speak with you, the issue of land grabbing and this kidnapping has reduced drastically.
Anele, however, commended the efforts of youth leaders in Eche and the council chairman Chiman Joko to stop land grabbing, saying it has helped to reduce crime in some areas.
This minute has stopped to some extent, but it's not completely over. There are still little cases here and there. But the effort we've made as youth leaders is collaborating with the local government chairman. And so we advise every youth leader from every community to set up vigilante group. So if you see any strange face, please report them to the security agent or report them to the central youth body so that action can be taken.
Recently, victims told Nigeria Info FM how they were attacked by one-chance criminals. They said the criminals took them to Eche, collected ransom from their families, stole their belongings, and took money from their bank account. Still on security matters, a middle-aged woman from Akinima community in Ahoda West, Agnes Ebenezer, has accused the DPO in charge of Akinima, Lawrence Ojo, of forcing her to sign an undertaking. Speaking with journalists, Ms. Ebenezer alleged that she and other concerned citizens of Akinima were arrested and detained while performing a traditional rite to cleanse their land, which she claimed had been desecrated. Agnes also claimed that in detention, she was forced to sign an undertaking, stopping her and her group from proceeding with the cleansing, instead charging them to court. Now, Agnes also accused the DPO of acting on behalf of individuals in Akinima who want to dominate the community. She appealed to the state government and state commissioner of police to urgently intervene. A youth leader in Akinima, Mr. John Awari, also alleged that the DPO seized his mobile phone during the operation. Meanwhile, the spokesperson of the River State Police Command, Grace Iringikoko, dismissed the allegations, stating that land cleansing requires the consent of elders and community leaders. She said the role of the police is to ensure that the right things are done and peace is maintained in the area. To politics now, a former member of the House of Representatives, Ogbonnaya Nwuke, has expressed disappointment over the president's decision to give a minister control over politics in Rivers State. Speaking with correspondent Ikechukwu, Nwoke said the decision is like giving the governor a throne without control. Now, he believes the president's comment didn't consider the views of Rivers people. Nwoke admitted the decision was painful but called for patience. Now, he also shared thoughts on how the governor should approach his second-term ambition. Also, an elder statesman, Anab Saraiwe, is asking President Tinubu to put the needs of the people of Rivers State first. In the peace deal reportedly made between FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and Governor Siminalayi Fubara, Saraiwe said this in an interview with correspondent Yobi Oduware. Saraiwe said any real truth should tell members of the Rivers State House of Assembly to stop using threat of impeachment to settle small political arguments.
They cannot be using impeachment as a Dracula sword on the governor. If the governor is decisive and is behaving like Wike, I don't think that Dracula sword can be hanged on his neck. Rather, he will use the Dracula sword to pursue them. Because Wike himself passed several executive orders which are still subsisting. And there are laws in the Wike's time, so there can still be laws in his time. They can use those laws against them. If they think Section 188 is what they want to use as a Dracula sword, it did not start with the assembly and end with the assembly. It's a process.
The elder statesman also reminded everyone that in 2027 it will be the people of Rivers State, not the FCT minister or his supporters, who will choose the next governor. As you may know, yesterday President Bola Tinubu has again stepped in to calm tensions between Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor Nyesom Wike, as their long-running political feud threatens stability in the state. Reports by this day said the president told Governor Siminalayi Fubara that the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, remains the main political leader in Rivers State, whether in the APC or PDP, and that he must be respected, while the minister was directed to stop any impeachment plots against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and allow smooth governance in the state. The president also expressed displeasure at the depth of the crisis despite his effort in the past. He warned that he would no longer condone continued hostilities that would undermine governance in the state and lead to instability. Recall that the president had previously brokered peace between Governor Siminalayi Fubara and Minister Nyesom Wike in December 2023, which broke down soon after, leading to the declaration of a 6-month emergency rule and the suspension of the governor. And now to Eche local government area. Political stakeholders met on Tuesday at the council secretariat to deliberate on strategies aimed at repositioning the area for sustainable development and improve the electoral participation. The meeting, presided over by the council chairman Chima Boniface Njoko, focused on addressing challenges affecting civic engagement and changing what participants describe as the negative narrative often associated with Eche land. A major issue identified during the deliberations was the lack of national identification number among residents, which stakeholders noted has affected the smooth conduct of the ongoing e-registration exercise across wards and polling units in the local government area. Participants called for aggressive NIN enrollment within the area to enable residents to effectively take part in the e-registration exercise and other national programs that require valid identification. Addressing the gathering, Chima Boniface Njoko urged political leaders and community stakeholders to mobilize their constituents to participate actively in the ongoing continuous voter registration exercise being conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The council chairman expressed concern over the absence of some leaders of Eche extraction at the meeting, describing it as unfortunate given that the engagement was convened to strengthen collective participation and improve the electoral fortunes of the local government area.
A local chairman, I'm living in Eche local government. I can't be in Port Harcourt governing Eche local government. They should come home. They should come home. Let us change this narrative. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all the leaders that attended this meeting. That God will continue to bless us. Let me reassure Eche people and the Eche youth that this time we must get it right.
Let's talk party politics now. Political analyst Libras Oshoma says the decision by the Wike-backed PDP to plan a national convention indicates that the party's lingering internal crisis is escalating beyond solution. Speaking with correspondent Obioroware, Mr. Oshoma said the Ibadan High Court judgment did not explicitly confer authority on the Wike-backed PDP to act on behalf of the party.
And the court so ruled that you cannot violate court orders and then turn around to request the court to give you a stamp of authority. It is not for them, the Wike's faction, to go and conduct a congress while excluding the other faction. The court also did not recognize any particular faction. No court order has empowered any of the factions of PDP. I think the best thing for them would be for all of them to still come together, harmonize all their cases in court and resolve.
The legal practitioner also gave some explanation of the judgment of the Federal High Court, Ibadan.
The court did not impose and say, these people are your leaders. Oh, these people are your caretaker committee, which is what the Supreme Court has said. The court should not impose leader on a party. The court simply gave a direction. And as it is today, that there is a vacuum in the leadership of the party. That election that they had is a nullity. And the tenure of the former elected leaders has lapsed. And the election purporting to elect new leaders has been nullified. The only leaders you can get now is a caretaker committee until you conduct a valid congress and convention.
Now to election matters, the leadership of the Rivers Peace Initiative, alongside other civil society organizations in the state, warned INEC to ensure that the conduct of the February 21st by-elections in 2 constituencies is not compromised. The convener of the Rivers Peace Initiative, Mr. Obinna Ebugidi, made the call when he led members of various civil society groups on an advocacy visit to the Rivers State office of INEC to assess the Commission's level of preparedness ahead of the election.
And we know that by the INEC guidelines and the rules, elections are supposed to be open by 8 o'clock. Setup is supposed to be for 7:30. Well, in time past, we've had situations where matters are deployed late. Can we use this forthcoming election to see a near perfect early setup, early start to the polls by 8 o'clock? Because just 14 votes.
Ebugidi urged the electoral body to use the forthcoming by-election as an opportunity to strengthen public confidence in the democratic process by strictly complying and enforcing the provisions of the 2022 Electoral Act as well as INEC's guidelines.
It's going to be serving 2 things. This election is the first election INEC will be doing in Rivers State since the one of 2023. So it's going to be a major test to not just voters now in Rivers State, the electorate in Rivers State, but Nigerians who are hoping that, yes, mistakes may have been made in time past, but that going forward, there could be a paradigm change in the way elections are going to be conducted.
Responding, the resident electoral commission in Rivers State, Gabriel Yomere, assured the groups that INEC is fully prepared for the conduct of the by-elections. Professor Yomere disclosed that the commission is considering the option of deploying only INEC staff for the exercise, subject to approval from its national headquarters, explaining that the move would help eliminate interference and ensure a transparent process.
We just dispatched a letter to the chairman requesting for permission to allow us to use our staff for this by-election. What we are trying to do is to avoid the ad hoc staff, because the ad hoc staff, to a large extent, they have nothing at stake. But staff of INEC, they have something at stake. If they are caught, they know that they are, at least, if nothing, their pension is at stake.
He said adequate arrangements have been made to safeguard logistics and guarantee the security of all sensitive and non-sensitive electoral materials ahead of the election. Let's take a quick break now. When we return, we will tell you why the Kogi State government has decided to shut down all schools in the state. Do stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back. Now, NAFDAC says River State and Lagos State have the highest number of children and underage people who drink alcohol sold in sachets and plastic bottles. The agency did a survey across 6 states and spoke to 1,788 people between June and August 2021. The survey checked how children and young people get alcohol and how often they drink it. Children below 13 years and teenagers between 13 and 17 years were included. Presenting the findings of the survey on Tuesday, NAFDAC Director General Professor Mojisola Adeyeye said the proportion of drinks procured in sachets was higher among males, which is 51.4% compared to females with 41.5%, and more in rural compared to urban locations. The report also revealed that minors and underage respondents also accessed alcohol from friends and relatives, social gatherings, and parent homes. And now, the President General of Rivers Youth Agenda, Dr. Buduka, Muonyili has spoken against the placing of alcohol adverts on flyovers in River State. Muonyili, in an interview with correspondent Emeka, said it is wrong, especially now that many young people are abusing drugs and alcohol. He said flyovers and other public places should be used to share good messages about safety, development, and positive values, not to advertise alcohol. He warned that showing alcohol adverts in public places exposes children and road users to bad influence and can encourage more drinking and drug abuse.
The use of the flyovers in River State for alcoholic beverages advert is very wrong. We condemn it to what it is. River State has a color. So changing the color of River State to alcoholic beverages is what we don't understand. These flyovers constructed by His Excellency Chief Barrister E.M. Wike for the betterment and the use of Rivers people.
Dr. Muonyili called on RISA and other authorities to review their approval, remove the alcohol adverts, and make stricter rules. I beg your pardon, Dr. Muonyili called on RISA and other authorities to review their approval, remove the alcohol adverts, and make stricter rules about what can be advertised in public places. He also asked the state government to support policies that help young people live healthy lives and learn good values.
I'd like to use this opportunity to call on River State government, all the relevant authorities, including the security agencies, the Port Harcourt City Local Government Chairman of Webekpo Local Government Area, should rise up and see to what is happening in our flyovers. So as a matter of urgency, stop those who are using the flyover constructed for the use of Rivers people for an advert.
As you may know, the branding of flyovers with alcoholic beverages has stirred reactions on social media, with many residents expressing concern that the alcohol adverts on flyovers are defacing the city. Well, in other news, the Kogi State government has ordered the immediate closure of all primary and secondary schools, citing preventive security measures. Chairman of the National Association of Proprietors of Private Schools, NAPS, in Kogi State, Pastor Ruben Jimo, confirmed this. He explained that the midterm break has been fast-forwarded into the emergency lockdown, adding that schools will resume on February 16. Kogi State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Fawon, described the closure as a precautionary move based on credible intelligence.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
Women in Iran can now formally obtain a license to ride a motorcycle, ending years of legal ambiguity surrounding two-wheelers. Now, the law previously did not explicitly prohibit women from riding motorbikes and scooters, but in practice, authorities refused to issue licenses. Due to the legal gray area, women have been held legally responsible for accidents even when victims. Well, Iran's first Vice President Mohammad Reza Aref signed a resolution on February 3rd aimed at clarifying the traffic code, which was approved by Iran's cabinet in late January. The country's Elna news agency reported this. On the news this afternoon, you heard police in Rivers State have uncovered kidnapping ring in the state and arrested suspect. Stakeholders have reacted to President Tinubu's position on Rivers' political crisis. Rivers State now tops states in alcohol abuse among minors. Kogi State has closed all schools over security threats. And on the foreign scene, Iran has formally allowed women to ride motorcycles. The news was edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili. Many thanks for listening.